So we just did a big shop, getting ready to head out to the desert. It's definitely an errands day. Just went home. It was sad. So yeah, kind of reorganizing our storage areas, the fridge. Isaac's doing the car wash again. It's gotten pretty gross driving through Utah. Went to Napa Auto Parts, got a few things. And trying to find a place to fill up propane, and then we will be off to Schoolie Palooza. Ralphie hates car washes, huh?
Arizona state line.
Woo! Finally got back into Arizona. Been driving through Nevada and California all day, and seeing some signs for Ehrenberg. It's 10 o'clock at night. We're rolling into Schoolie Palooza. We even found some other lost people along the way, and we're helping them get in.
Alright, so we're at Schoolie Palooza. We're at Schoolie Palooza, and we are totally surrounded by schoolies. You can see ours right over there. We did some bus tours and stuff. The sun's going down now, so it's magic hour. I met some of these people. And now we're just going for a walk. Maybe go tour somebody else's bus if they're open.
Been a few interesting things for today. Ralphie started his day by getting headbutted by some goats. And right now there's a guy that's like parasailing around. Even though we didn't really take much footage, we really took in every day and every moment of this time. There was something so special to us about this trip, especially being our major drive to finish the bus after 4 years. There's something there for everybody, whether it be workshops, helping somebody just starting their build, or joining people from all over the world around campfires, potlucks, movie nights, or watching another incredible Arizona sunset together. We had an incredible time at Schoolie Palooza, and we can't wait to come back another year. After camping out for about a week in Ehrenberg, we were eager to get back out on the road, stretch our legs a little bit, and explore some more beautiful places. And what better place to start again than Joshua Tree National Park. Spot critter on the wild. In typical fashion of this trip, filling our day to the brim, we pull into our campsite in the last little bits of sunset.
Right, I'm walking around on a big dry lake bed up near Joshua Tree on BLM land. You can see the buses in the back there. That's us with a couple friends that we made from Schoolie Palooza. And I am just, it's a big flat area, as you can see. It's kind of spoiled out here. A lot of people have just kind of dumped trash or they've been like shooting off guns, and they like basically burn all their garbage and then just leave it in a pile somewhere. And I've kind of stumbled around and seen what there is, picked up some of it, but it's kind of too much for one man. So it's a little bit of a bummer, but this place otherwise is really pretty, and it's, if you want a nice secluded place to camp, this is where to go. DIY Schoolie, a bus named Sue, or DIY Schoolie, home rollers, DIY Schoolie, Camp Lovesick, Stu the Bus, home rollers, or home roller, flat out travelers, wandering buses, Sue the Bus, bus named Sue, sorry, and Seawish.
Yeah, that is a bar. That's a double.
So after a couple days at Minipalooza, we were ready to head out to the coast. We really could have spent like weeks out here. We really enjoyed the time with just the few other buses that we were meeting up with, and kind of gave us an insight of what it might be like if we can transition to full-time someday.
What's up?
You're now on the Pacific Coast Highway. Alright, so we are stopped at a state park on the way back to Seattle from Seattle. We were just in Joshua Tree and we've been driving for a while. We were going to stop in Malibu, but it was kind of a shit show, so this is where we ended up. Just not too shabby.
After some nice time at the beach, we decided to head inland towards wine country. We unfortunately take a road that is generally used for testing engines, and the bus, like the temperatures start to rise. We notice the gauge, and eventually the temperature alarm starts going off. So now it's the fun part of the trip where we're dealing with transmission issues. So Isaac's revving the engine to try to get the coolant to do its job. And we're a little bit worried about the rest of the trek home. We might get it serviced somewhere, maybe in Sacramento. We might just head over to I-5 and start heading north. Try to get it home, we're not sure. After we let the engine cool for a while, we descend towards Pismo Beach to find the Monarch Butterfly Grove. It's a small park and just a pull-off on the side of the road, but it's apparently one of the largest overwintering sites for the butterflies in the western United States. You can see the clusters of orange up in the eucalyptus trees, and when you really focus in on one area of blue sky, you can see them take flight. After some relaxing time with the butterflies, we head towards our first Harvest Host stay at Bon Niche Cellars. It's a woman and veteran-owned and operated winery sitting atop 10 acres of vineyards. It's yet another place that we stay that's excited to host its first Schoolie, and it includes goats and a cute doodle dog named Barley. Our host lets us settle in and then invites us for a wine tasting at sunset. We thoroughly enjoy the tasting and even walk away with a few bottles for another day. We had an incredible stay at the winery. We want to give a big thank you to our host, Melanie. Unfortunately, we had to leave early the next day to do some maintenance on our transmission in Salinas, but we definitely recommend checking out Bon Niche if you're in the area. Stayed near Lake Shasta last night, and it's off season, so it's free. We can't actually pull into the campgrounds, but we just parked on the outskirts and see kind of some of the drain off of the reservoir. And you can hear the trains in the night. There were only about 3 of them, but I think that's a cool sound. We head towards the caverns for an outing day. It's a crazy winding road and we're cutting it close to the time they are leaving. We arrive and we hear last call to board over the intercom. We make it just in time to board the pontoon trip.
What are we doing?
On a boat.
Where are we going?
Caverns stuff.
Just got off the ferry, now we're getting on the bus. Julie, where are we now? Where did we come from? We're off to the right, so we're there.
So even though it's cold and chilly outside, probably around 40 degrees, it's at least over 60 degrees on the inside. The caverns are 200 million years old, and they really aren't even sure how big they actually are. It's the importance of having a guide, is that you don't get lost in the miles and miles of systems, especially when there isn't any natural light. Our guide did an amazing job talking about how stalactites and stalagmites, columns are formed, and how us touching them, the oils on our skins, can drastically impact on how they continue to form. Of course, the grand finale is what they call the cathedral room. He started out with the lights dimmed, showing us what the original explorers would have seen, before flipping a switch to showcase just how much more we can see now with the use of lights that we can direct towards objects. This is definitely worth the ticket price. I don't think I'll ever get tired of exploring caves or caverns. Isaac always needs a project. I think this is project number 3 we worked on this trip. I don't know if he just likes anything that crinkles. He thinks it's a treat. The nice part about off-season is no neighbors. We have a little creek running in front of the campground. I feel like after the desert we kind of hit a need for water streak, so ocean, rivers, creeks, lakes. It's been awesome. Okay. It's been claimed.
Go get him.
This is our second time going to the sea lion caves. Let me put that out there. What was that question?
Do I look like a nerd?
Turn around. Sea lion caves are the largest sea cave in all of America. They formed over 25 million years ago, and they're about 12 stories high. Luckily, there's an elevator to take you to the bottom. We watch the ebb and flow, with every tide bringing in a new batch of sea lions before heading back to the bus. Each camping spot kind of gets their own little private viewpoint, vista. Ours is like really stocked in with trees. Walk out to this in the morning. This is nice. A little hobbit hole. So,
What are you doing?
enjoying the sunset. It's kind of just starting to look good. Thinking about walking to the beach.
How do we get down there?
Okay. It's our last night on our trip, our big trip. First big trip, but feeling a little bittersweet. I'm really glad that we went to the coast. I don't think there was a single day of this trip that I didn't catch the sunrise or sunset, to really just have that moment and admire where you are, to appreciate the years of hard work and finally paying off. We made so many incredible friends, and we'll have memories to hold on to for a lifetime. It's hard to really pick a top moment from the trip after 22 days of traveling, 7 states, and 3,600 miles. To wrap our heads around this trip in its entirety is going to take us some time. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and follow us on the other platforms. If you want to see more videos from other schoolies, conversions, or the Schoolie Palooza event, we linked a few in the description. Till next time.
Witness me!